far beyond every star visible to the naked eye, in the deepest darkness humanity has ever examined. The James Webb Space Telescope detected a tiny red light. At first, it looked like nothing more than another distant galaxy. But it was not supposed to be there. The light came from an age when the universe was only about 280 million years old, a place so ancient that time itself had barely begun writing the story of the cosmos. And yet the object was not dim, quiet, or primitive. It was compact, intensely bright, chemically strange, and already producing stars at a terrifying rate. It did not look like something that had just been born. It looked like something that had been waiting in the darkness. Imagine walking into a dark room and seeing a newborn child standing alone, calmly writing its name across the wall. You would not call that child advanced. You would call it impossible. And somewhere near the beginning of cosmic history, James Webb may have found the astronomical version of that child. Astronomers call it MOMZ-14. Its light has traveled for more than 13 billion years to reach us. By studying how that light was stretched during its journey, scientists measured a redshift of 14.44, placing the galaxy only about 280 million years after the Big Bang. That sounds like a long time. Cosmically, it is almost nothing. If the entire history of the universe were compressed into a single calendar year, MOMZ-14 would already be shining during the first week of January. Earth would not appear until September. The dinosaurs would arrive near the end of December. Human civilization would exist only during the final seconds before midnight. MOMZ-14 appeared while the universe had completed barely 2% of its current lifetime. At that moment, the cosmic stage should have only just begun to open. The first stars had started igniting. Galaxies were still gathering themselves out of primordial gas. Much of space remained buried beneath a dense fog of neutral hydrogen. The universe should still have been waking from its first great darkness. But in one distant corner, something had already turned on the lights. MOMZ-14 is believed to span only a few hundred light years, making it hundreds of times smaller than the Milky Way. Yet it shines with an intensity that surprised astronomers. Evidence suggests that its star formation may have accelerated nearly tenfold in only about 5 million years. 5 million years is barely a heartbeat on the cosmic scale. But that is not the strangest part. Its spectrum reveals unusually high levels of nitrogen compared with carbon. Elements like nitrogen are normally produced and scattered by stars. One generation of stars forms, burns, dies, and enriches the gas around it. New stars then form from that enriched material. It is a process that requires time. MOMZ-14 did not have much time. Yet its chemistry appears to carry evidence of stellar activity that should have required a longer history. It is as if the galaxy arrived at the beginning of the universe, already carrying memories of something that happened before it. The space surrounding it may also have been partially ionized, even though many models predict that the universe at this time should have remained almost completely filled with neutral hydrogen. Something around MOMZ-14 had already begun tearing through the primordial fog. Something in the darkness had lit up too early. One strange galaxy could be dismissed as an exception, but Webb has continued, finding bright galaxies in the early universe, and some appear more numerous and developed than many pre-Webb models predicted. This does not prove the Big Bang theory is wrong, but it is not an answer either. It is a crack. The safest explanation is that the early universe formed stars far more efficiently than scientists once believed. Perhaps immense clouds of gas collapsed quickly inside dense halos of dark matter. Perhaps the first stars were far larger, hotter, and more violent than anything alive today. Some may have been hundreds, or even thousands of times more massive than the sun, burning through their fuel and enriching their surroundings at extraordinary speed. If that is correct, the infant universe was not slow or peaceful. It was a fever, a colossal star, making machine that attacked the darkness, faster than our models could follow. But what if that speed is not the explanation? What if it is only the symptom? Now we have to step beyond the evidence and enter the darkest scenario. What if MOMZ-14 formed so early because the universe did not truly begin empty? Some cosmological models suggest that the Big Bang may not have been the absolute beginning. A previous universe could have contracted, reached an unimaginable density, and then rebounded into a new period of expansion. This is sometimes called a big bounce. In such a scenario, our universe would not have emerged from nothing. It would have emerged from the remains of something that had already lived and already died. A complete galaxy could not simply pass intact through such an event. Stars, planets, and atoms would be destroyed beyond recognition. But perhaps a pattern could survive. A tiny distortion in space-time, an abnormal concentration of energy, a density imprint that the birth of the new universe failed to erase. That imprint might act like a seed. Gravity could gather matter around it earlier than expected, causing gas to collapse, stars to ignite, and a galaxy to awaken before the rest of the universe was ready. In that scenario, MOMZ-14 would not be a galaxy that survived the Big Bang. It would be something more disturbing. It would be a scar. Its photons were born after the Big Bang, but the conditions that created it might have been inherited from something older than the universe we can observe. What if this was not the beginning, but the residue of an earlier ending? And what if MOMZ-14 is not alone? If Webb finds more galaxies with the same impossible brightness, the same strange chemistry, and the same premature development, then the early universe may not have been a blank page. It may have been a page written over something else. Perhaps the Big Bang did not create a completely new cosmos. Perhaps it rearranged the ruins of an older one. Every cosmic cycle could crush the previous universe, erase almost everything, and then rebuild itself from whatever traces remained. In the darkest interpretation, the universe around us is not a newborn world. It is a graveyard that learned how to breathe again. MOMZ-14 may simply be an unusually efficient young galaxy. Its strange chemistry may eventually be explained by an extreme generation of massive stars. Its brightness may reveal only that our models of early galaxy formation were incomplete. But James Webb is still looking deeper. And each time it stares farther into the darkness, the moment when the first galaxies appeared seems to move closer to the Big Bang. James Webb has not found final proof of anything existing before our universe. It has only opened a door that perhaps should never have been opened. So what do you think? If MOMZ-14 is only an ancient galaxy, comment galaxy. But if you believe Webb may have discovered the imprint of something from before the Big Bang, comment before the Big Bang. And if you want to follow James Webb deeper into the cosmic darkness, subscribe to Cosmic Theory Lab, because the next light it finds may not belong to the universe we thought we knew. Because if MOMZ-14 really is a scar, then the universe did not begin with an explosion. It began with a secret left behind by something that had already ended